up, ladies, gentlemen, guys, and gals? This is the Dash coming at you. As you can see, I got the tie on today. Had to take care of a prior engagement, but anyway, just going into the topic for today. Although, let me backtrack on it. Don't be surprised if you see me tied up or suited up. It's a natural thing I do. I like to keep myself sharp every day. So anyway, going back to topic of the day is self-image actually. So I was just thinking, and I was like, there's a few other videos I intended to put out today and yesterday, but I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do one on self-image because when I got tied up and everything today. I just happened to think about it. I was like, I should go ahead and do this video now rather than later. So, self-image. Now with that, yes, there comes the topic of identity kind of comes into play, but that's a whole other topic I'll have to dive into another day. So, but with self-image, this right here is I'm going to stress right now is very important for men to understand. Well, people in general, yes, but I'm strongly trying to emphasize men on this one because we have. I understand that a lot of people have their type of their swag, their the thing that they are comfortable with wearing, or that they would like to follow a particular trend, but I want to get you to recognize that your image is made known, and it dictates how people are going to perceive you. So what do I mean by that? Mean is society in itself, regardless of what you think, society looks at you a certain way based on the image you bring off. So yes, in the case where if you go out to you go out of town and shorts that are sagging and a just a oversized t-shirt that looks completely beyond your size. Yes, there is a certain image about you that you're putting out there, and people are making assumptions. People will look at you. There may be some that look at you like, oh man, you got some swag or stop or trend, but the majority are going to basically be like, okay, that's a youngster, or why does he have his pants sagging, or oh, he doesn't really look like somebody that's responsible or accountable. People have attach a certain amount of pre-trust or a pre-mindset about you, but right before you even said anything to them, just off of the way you look. And that right there is what I'm what this video is trying to get you to be more aware of, because how should I put it? The on the Because on the flip side, you could also be trying to go suit and tie, and it just doesn't look right on you. And why would that be? Well, maybe you're trying to basically step your game up and everything, which I applaud you for to recognize it to that degree. But you also got to recognize that there are certain ways to go about trying to set up a style. Like when you're, how should I put it? When you are trying to wear a suit and dressed up and whatnot, there is a time and place for things. If it's your style, make it your style, but understand that there is a certain guidelines to that style because it's been going. It's a traditionary thing. But aside from that, it's also a means of an image. So if you're wearing a non-fitted suit jacket, it's just looking like it's kind of sagging on you, or looking a bit wide on you. You raise your shoulders up and it's just completely wide. they're, you, it's not gonna really look good on you. It's, you're trying, or you're just looking like, well, this person, is questionable. You want to dive into basically understanding what works and what doesn't work. What's the right time for something? When is not the right time for something? Me myself, I enjoy actually keeping a keeping a type of image that basically shows that I have style, that I have a sense of the sense of responsibility, professionalism, that I that I that I exude a certain level of confidence no matter where I go. You know, so with that, yes, there are times where people will say I'm overdressed, but what it really is that I, even like, okay, like with a button down shirt, maybe with a button down shirt, even with a suit jacket, they're within those categories within themselves. If you still, of course, if you've done some minor type of study and whatnot, you'll know that you can actually, you know, there are certain type of suit jackets which are sports jackets, and there are certain ways to change up your button down style to where you are more casual than you are on a more formal. So that in itself, right there, already pretty much is it. Well, my opinion is very versatile. However, even dressing down and the in that sense, with the button down shirt or with the suit jacket and the open buttons at the top there, people will still assume you to be overdressed for the. It can be still assuming you to be overdressed for the occasion. So I don't. I'm not. So that's what. That's where. That's. This is where I'm trying to get the line here. That right there. That's basically on you, on your terms, to go ahead and show that, hey, regardless of the situation, I'm going to stick to what I believe is my style and whatnot. And even though there are people that feel like I'm overdressed, that all I mean they can assume that I'm pompous all they want, but at the end of the day, they find you'll find that you're perceived more accountable, and that you get the job done, assuming that that's a style that you stick by with your morals. See, if you just try to dress at that point of a style, just to do so, and you know darn well you don't do that on an everyday basis, or you haven't recreated yourself to actually make that adjustment, then yes, you're lying to yourself, and you are making yourself proceed to be above your head. Now, going back on the reverse, the t-shirts. So I know a lot of people personally that actually like to rock t-shirts, that like to rock a lot of loose clothing and whatnot. So not knocking anybody's style or style or anything. Power to you, that's your thing. But understand that there are types of guidelines within that in itself to bring out more appeal or make you look more sloth, gluttonous, or childish. So what I mean by that is, let's say a t-shirt without a collar. There are plenty of people that rock a t-shirt, and maybe it's a plain black, plain white, plain gray, or maybe it has a picture on it, some type of anime picture, some type of goth type of picture, Reaper or something. Maybe you got all kind of other graffiti art and whatnot on that t-shirt. Understand that, okay, one, the art type of t-shirts and whatnot, they can work for certain occasions, but for an everyday occasion, understand that depending on what is showing, or how it's appealing, you may get some dap every now and then. But a lot of times in the general public of the society you're in, it's not going to be proceed. It may not be proceed in the way that you want. You know, maybe you're, let's say you're trying to get a certain type of woman, and you know that woman may not be down for what you for what you got going on just from the look of you. You know, she probably looks like, okay, he's probably a good party dude, but as far as a family, or as far as the handling finances, moving in, or I mean, not okay, not moving in, but basically well, I'm gonna go there. There are women out there that will prejudge an entire lifeline relationship, before well, when considering you for that type of romantic route. So they can make a prejudgment just like that, looking at you before you even try to approach them. Now, of course, if you do approach them and they've already perceived you to be a child, or a player, or a party boy, of course, it depends on the woman what their taste is, but for if you're trying to, but just realize that there are women out there that aren't really going to be too down for that. That at a certain point in your life, or at a certain age, if you will. Although I recommend anybody do this starting as young as possible, but you may not get so much luck. Also realize that size is a factor in that as well. When it comes to t-shirts, uh, large loose t-shirts, they may, no, it's not even a maybe. They come off as a certain type of way, just not really working for you. And maybe more. Actually, let me rephrase that. For bigger guys, it can work out a little. It can work out quite a bit, just with larger t-shirts. But for skinny guys, you come off either looking more nerdish, or just kind of sloth like, sloppy. Now, of course, there are some that keep it at a nice balance with the oversizing shirt thing, but I always kind of recommend going with a more fitted t-shirt, uh, even then, right, you realize that that is still going very, very casual. If you want to touch up for the occasion, but you don't like to do long sleeve shirts or button down shirts, I mean, go ahead and just go with a collar type of shirt. That just having a collar shirt, the collar t-shirt as opposed to a no collar, already steps the game of just that to that far of a degree. If you like I said, if you don't like button downs and whatnot, I mean, just go with a collar shirt. Now, I don't recommend stripes. I'm gonna repeat that. I don't recommend stripes. Uh, maybe checkered shirts and whatnot. They can work, depending on what it is, as long as it's not all rainbow like and whatnot. But stripes are all together. Whether well, thick stripes, like you know what I mean. Those thick stripes going horizontally or even vertically, that makes you realize that you are perceived as a child instantly, and it's very rare that you can really pull off that look not looking like a child, or like a kid, or just extremely young. Oh, so that, as far as clothing goes, that's man. I just want to touch on that. Was self image. Uh, I haven't gone. I'm not going too in depth on the clothing aspect of it, right this instance. But just recognize that the fitting of the clothes, the overall look, the graffiti or whatnot that might be on it, the choice of the attire in general, these all make a difference as far as or basically the function of the clothing, I should say, uh, will dictate how people will perceive you in any atmosphere, whether it be a job interview, someone that you're romantically interested in, going to a convention, going to some other party, going to just some resort. You have a lot of power in deciding what people will perceive you as. Another thing with self-image is your hygiene. Now, you're aware, men, that you can control your smell. So what I mean by this is, if I mean I there are days, this should go without saying, but if there are days that you think you should just skip bathing, I highly wouldn't recommend it. In fact, I just know, keep it to a daily basis. There are some studies out there that show that you technically can get away with bathing just every other day, and that's due to the oils in your body that are produced, and that washing them too frequently basically, well, eradicates those oils, and you'll start doing more damage to your skin than good. But you're generally good just keeping it to once a day. No more than once a day. But I don't recommend less than once a day. The once a day is a sweet spot, in my opinion, because that also gives you, because all of us are tied to it. When we take a bath or take a shower, we tie into the odor, the whole process of getting the odor right, getting the hair done and straight, doing all other processes, brushing teeth, um, going to possibly do nails in there. Well, for women, doing nails in the restroom, and doing excuse me, other things that we had to do. So keep that to once a day. Make sure that you're aware of your odor, that you go ahead and that you look into certain body products, and see what type of let's say lotion that you can get on it today. Look at your preferred type of deodorant, or deodorant or antiperspirant, because realize that deodorants are more for odor cases, while antiperspirants, they actually completely close up the pores in your underarms to prevent. They help odor to some degree, or actually to a lot of a degree, because closing up the pores, technically can prevent that from really occurring. But they close up the pores to prevent it from sweating. So if you have a heavy case of extremely wet, sweaty armpits, the antiperspirant is the way to go, unless you're trying to be completely economical, or not economical, trying to use products that don't alter the body. That technically that's a means of altering the body. So make that decision whether or not you're comfortable with that. There's not too much damage I really see with it, as long as you're keeping it to the armpits. But definitely do your research on that. So there's that. There's the type of toothpaste. You need whitening, cleansing, just to keep your teeth going. Make sure you're getting the gums, make sure you're getting the tongue, and getting the roof of your mouth. Make sure you see your dentist. See about the galls. Make sure you seeing about getting the back there, the galls and whatnot, cleaned out of all that white gunk that might have built up over the years. There's the make sure that you keep the groom. I've stressed this for every man to look into getting groomed every day, because uh, there, yes, you like you might go to the barber shop or the hair shop every once in a while, but that's a one time deal. Once every 2 or 3 weeks or month that you may go. And if you haven't really figured out how to maintain that at this point, you're really missing out on stepping your game up to 2 to 3 levels of where you at. Learn keep learning. It's not that difficult to nowadays, even just go ahead and look at a YouTube video and just figure out how to go ahead and line up your hair. There's even a tool out there called the Cut Buddy. So I mean, I have one myself. So that's it's really good for anyone beginning, or even for advanced people out there that want to shorten the time up. But the but yes, that keeping up the grooming, making sure you keep up the brushing on the facial hair to keep it sharp. Make sure you keep your face washed. Uh, I'm gonna leave it to you whether or not you want to decide to do your own hair, cut it, or your own or whatnot. It definitely saves on cost, and you have full control of maintaining it for the rest of your days. But I do recommend that you at least get into lining up your hair. Of course, checking out any facial cleaners or whatnot, certain creams and whatnot to help with the pores and all that whatnot. They to keep your face looking healthy and vibrant, and not make the aging process so much more burdening, and making you look straight up old and wrinkly. So let's see. Of course, make sure you keep up your ears, but uh, don't be afraid to go ahead and dabble on some cologne every day. Of course, you just need one at the chest here. There, keep it to 1 or 2 sprays. That's it. Don't spray it in the air and whiff in it. Don't spray. Try to spray anywhere else. It has to have direct skin contact, and it's most preferably done here, because what it does is you know uh, when people come into your personal space, or come by your personal space, it comes off to them, and that gives a certain impression, that this man smells good, or it's just attracting me, or I'm just like, wow, that smells really good. It gives you an edge in your image. So other than that, I believe I mentioned lotions earlier. I had only learned recently that lotions are actually best applied when you're still mildly wet. I know it may sound weird, but literally, like, as soon as you've taken a shower, before you dry off, though, applying the lotion then. And basically what that does is, because lotion is supposed to basically keep moisture in the skin, so you apply it while you're still wet. It actually helps the all that moisture absorb into your skin at more effectively. While on top of that, you get the benefits of the smell of the lotion on top of that. And I've been trying it out for a couple months now, and I'm actually not complaining. I feel like my body odor has taken a upgrade with that one, and I do feel a bit more smoother. So anyway, uh, that's something to check out. But definitely make sure you get the correct lotion for you. Shampoo and conditioner. Uh, I recommend for anyone that has exu- actually no, not even just those with a lot of oils in their body. Anyone in general, I'd recommend you get sulfate free conditioner and shampoo. It's literally a must at this point. Any other shampoos and conditioner, they're going to wear out your hair at a much faster rate. You won't get all the benefits of what could possibly come out of a shampoo and a conditioner. Your hair will dry up a lot faster. It'll probably even look like that. The hair that washing your hair wasn't even worth it. Probably a third throughout the day. So the sulfate-free conditioner and shampoo definitely keeps your hair vitalized, looking alive and smooth. You'll even notice it 2 days after the fact, like, oh man, it still feels real good. Like, of course, that's making sure you also kept up the appropriate drying process. So make sure that when you are washing your hair that you don't use a towel. Now, it may sound weird for a lot of you, but yeah, don't use a towel. Keep it to something very thin, very thin, that's not really going to absorb much. I recommend a t-shirt. Of course, somebody can use a scarf if they want, or it's a special type of head cap, but t-shirt can get the job done as far as just keeping the water from completely falling on you, but at the same time you keeping the water is staying absorbent in your hair and in your scalp, and instead of just being absorbed and sucked up by the towel. So anyway, I'm not I think that's about all I'm gonna touch on for now with self image. I was gonna go ahead and jump into the body language that you give off. In fact, I can touch on that a little bit right now. I still got some bit of time. I wasn't trying to make this a longer than a 30-minute video, but yes, your body language, how you perceive, how you move about, and your posture and whatnot when you're walking, that also plays a part in your self image. If you're, whether you're slouching or you're going way too far with gangster lanes and whatnot, make sure that you are aware that that gives off a certain image about you prematurely, and it never hurts to practice in a mirror. I'm a big advocate of basically pushing people to definitely practice charisma and whatnot in the mirror to maybe perhaps if you're going for some type of public speaking or whatnot, to touch up your vocabulary and everything, and try to get ums and uhs out of there as much as possible, or articulate things a bit better. But yeah, that's this has been the video on self-image, and if you liked it, please leave a like, leave comments and feedback if you based off what your opinion of what I discussed here was. I'm gonna leave some links in the description for you to further look into for knowledge on self-image and how you perceive yourself to others and how others can perceive you. And yes, so definitely if you enjoy any of the contents that I provide on this channel and would like to see more, definitely don't feel free to subscribe. And I will be doing more videos soon enough. Again, going back to some of the clothing and whatnot, of how going more in depth in those and how they perceive your image, and some things you can get into to appropriately dress yourself for the fit and the function of the clothing. So anyway, I will catch you all later.